Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Sonny, and I'm here to continue the lecture on engineering graphics and solid modeling. Just as we discussed in the last class, there are several softwares that can be used for modeling, and the list includes Creo, Satya, Solid Edge, SolidWorks, Fusion 360, MicroStation, Inventor, AutoCAD 3D, and the list continues. Now, we're not going to touch all the listed softwares because of time factor and the difficulty associated in learning them. We're going to limit ourselves only to work with Inventor and AutoCAD, both 2D and 3D. Now, in this class, uh, I will be discussing three major subheadings. The first one, mm, opening working environment. How do you go about doing that? Then the second one, explanation of the working environment. Then the third one, which is very, very vital, setting of limits, and followed by setting of units, and then the creation of title block. Now, to launch into an AutoCAD environment, just like any other software, all you need to do is to click on the icon, and that launches you to the environment. Now, on getting to the place, you're going to see three major columns. The first one reads Get Started, the second column reads Recent Document, and the third one reads Connect. Now, the third one is actually not within the scope of your learning. It has to do more with internet activity that relates to the software. We're not going to talk about that one in this lecture. Then we're going to concentrate more on get started and recent documents. And get started, two things can happen there. You can open up a new file from get started, or you can open up already existing file. Take note. Two things happen there depending on the route you apply, which we're going to discuss when we start the practicals. Now you can open up a new file from get started, and you can trace as well already existing file. That means it must have been created before that time. Now, the second column reads recent document. This one is strictly for files that are already in existence. Okay. Now, one thing about it, you can achieve many things following different routes. Is that okay? I always tell people when you get the fundamental, you can give it a trial and discover more things. So you can discover more things yourself. But then these are the basics for a starter. Now, uh, working with AutoCAD is a practice that is based on limits and unit choice. Very important. A lot of persons make this mistake when they want to start drawing, only to discover it when they want to print or want to do other things. They discover that the area where to do the drawing was not initially selected, and so you run into problem during printing. Or when there is need for specification, some of other than into engineering practice, it's possible for you to do drawing that is bigger than a space where it will be implemented. Yeah, for instance, you're doing the drawing a shear that is bigger than a parlor. It doesn't make sense. But when you work with your uh, clear specification of limits, it helps you to position, it helps you to specify that element before you take off the avoid running into such error. Now, other things uh, that has to do with accurate drawing will also contribute in doing something that is very good. For instance, the environment of AutoCAD is very large area, and so it's always very good to start by delineating the boundary, the length, the width of the design area, so that all your drawings will be done in that zone. Okay, and this is what we do when we're doing settings. I will explain how it's done during the practicals. So these are the things you need to know. They're the fundamentals uh, for you to have a very good drawing. Now, everything may be showing on the screen when you're doing the drawing, but when you want to do the printing or other crucial exercise that has to do with that, you discover that they are very vital things you need to do before you take off the drawing. I'm talking from experience. It's possible for you to finish everything at the end of the day. You discover that because it's one not position, you cannot print it, or you print it, it will cut the object you've drawn. So these are the basic things you do when you're starting. Take note, I'm going to ask questions at the end of this lecture, and the only way I can know, or I will know that you're part of it, is for you to answer it and send it in the comment section. Okay, so you take your writing material close to you and jot everything we're going to discuss here. Now, I repeat again, when you launch an AutoCAD environment, you're going to see three basic columns. The first one says get started, the other one says recent document, and the last one says connect. That one has to do with internet. Then reset, recent document contains already existing files. That means this is not the first time that file is existing. So it's supposed to have been done before you can make use of recent files. But for the case of get started, you can as well trace new files from that place. Also, access already existing file from that place. So whichever way, there are many ways you can achieve many things. Now, in terms of the units, we have many options. Okay, but we're going to limit ourselves to two basic uh, uh, unit options. The first one is acad.dwg, and the second one is acadiso.dwt. Now, the first one has to do with feet, inches, and the rest of them, whereas the second one, acadiso.dwt, deals mainly on metric, the likes of millimeters, meters, kilometers, and the rest of them. And we're going to do most of our designs with that. There's nothing wrong with other one, and the other options as well. It all depends on the aim and the actual dimension the object you want to draw is to be placed. Okay. Now, my duty is to let you know that these things are available there. In a short while now, I'll begin practically see how to access all these things. So the first thing I'm going to do is first you assess your what? You set your limit, choose your unit. Okay, then you're good to go. Very important. Then you create a file just like any other software, whether Microsoft Word or whatever. If you want to access a file that you have in a document, you must have to give it a name. It's something applicable in a AutoCAD. So you create a file. Maybe for this one, I can write GT102 at the file name, and that is that. Then you click save. You've succeeded doing that. Then again, I mentioned about explanation of the working environment. In this teaching, we're going to classify the entire working environment into 14 icons. Into 14 icons. Very important for easy understanding and assimilation. We have 14 of them, and mind you, 2 of them are categorically grouped into all of them are categorically grouped into 2. The first as working environment, working tools, and the second working environment. Okay? Now, the working environment most times is referred to as canvas, and the rest are where the working tools are embedded. Now, basically, the working tools are grouped into tabs. They are all taken as ribbons, but then grouped into tabs and panels, which we're going to see. Now I'm going to stop here for this introductory part of it. Just as I told us earlier, this course is not a story course, it's practically based course. So we're going to go into the next stage of that, which is peer modeling. And also just you pay attention, get a textbook which will be very instrumental to what they're doing. Otherwise you'll be floating. Then get your laptop very close to you and you're good to go. Please take note. The only way to know that you're part of this class is answering the question I'm going to ask at the end of the day. You put it in the section and comment box and send. Together with the teaching crew, we're going to assess it and know who attended the class. Thank you very much. Now, for this brief introduction, I want you to tell me, you give the answer on your comment box and send it. Write your department, your mat number, and the question and the answer you propose to give. What are the two major units we discussed? On launching into AutoCAD environment, what are the basic columns you're going to see? Mention each and every one of them. Then finally, how do you set up your working environment so as to ensure that the drawing you have to make is within the prescribed zone on the canvas? Do that and then join in the next class. Thank you very much.